Growing up, I did not have a role model who looked like myself who would be in politics. So I ever never would have thought I was ever going to end up running for office because it was not something um, that I knew or thought I could do. I I work in tech industry. I have an MBA from UW in technology management, and um, I had a different path for life. When I was growing up, my dad had instilled this idea of community service, serving others as part of Sikh faith, which is called seva. So when that's something we always did growing up, and that's something that I got involved in in Kent and surrounding communities. So volunteering is something that I love doing, and it's something, giving back to the community. The way I see of myself as elected office is I serve the people who elected me for office, and not just the people who vote, but people living in our community, because Kent is the 8th, now it used to be 10th, now it's the 8th most diverse city in the country. So we have people living here from all over the world, and not all of them are voters, but they need a voice at the table. So I see myself as a voice for them at the table.
How does it feel to know that you are that leader that you never had, especially not only for your children but also for the other children of Kent, being someone that they can look towards, someone of their background.
Since being in elected office, even before that, I've been part of many different nonprofits and being part of our places of faith, gurdwaras here in Kent and Renton, and having conversations with our youth and trying to encourage the youth to be more involved in the community, and telling them that they can be leaders. So I've been focusing on mostly young women in my community, making sure that they are they know that they can do this, they can run for office, they can be the governor of Washington State. So having conversations with them and mentoring them and trying to guide them to the path of, if you want to run for office, you have this is an option. Being an engineer and doctor is not the only option. You can be an elected official, you can be a public servant and serve our community and make a difference. And you can make a difference, and we can all make difference in our own ways in different professions. But this is something that I chose to be now, and this is something that I'm trying to get more women of color and women of BIPOC communities to be more involved in, because it's important to see diverse voices being at the table. And we have diverse voices, we know that we make a big difference in our community.
I think that's something that leaders are always going to struggle with, but how can we I guess minimize it to the best that we can, where we can have conversations with our adversaries or those who might not agree with us, whether that be in a correct or incorrect sense. Just like how to have a conversation and be able to keep that dialogue open with people who might have different values or opinions than us. And how have you, what kind of experiences have you had in your own daily life and job that touches on this idea or touches on this point of defensiveness and being able to hold a conversation in spite of it?
Yeah, so sometimes we are very opinionated in our own ways, and I've been there as well. But it's about, so what I have learned being in elected office is that I might feel certainly passionate or a certain way about something, but keeping an open mind and learning from others is just keeping an open mind and having conversations is how we're able to grow, how we're able to improve ourselves, and how we're able to improve how we serve others. So in my experiences, it's been having conversations, talking talking it out and letting the person know this is how I feel and why I feel this way without getting defensive, right? And listening to them on why they feel a certain way. And maybe they're wrong, maybe you're wrong, but again, empathy comes into play here, and putting yourself into their shoes and just kind of like taking a step back if you're feeling too defensive, right? Taking a step back and think about things from their perspective, or think about, okay, maybe I'm wrong. This is why I'm wrong. And then acknowledging that. I know our ego gets in the way sometimes, and it's really, really hard, but we have to push forward, put our ego aside and apologize and have conversations with each other, because that's the only way we'll be able to move forward. We need to do that to be better leaders and to be better human beings. So empathy, listening, and just sometimes just be okay with, losing, because that's part of life.